If you haven't booked your summer getaway, there's a few things you need to know before you book. And for some helpful tips, we're joined by owner of Cadillac Travel, David Fishman. Thanks for coming in, David.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, the kids are now out of school for the most part. People are looking for things to do. They want to know how to travel. Give them your top tips for summer travel.
First of all, during Memorial Day weekend was the busiest travel time since forever, actually. It was
really?
Insane.
Okay.
Right. So that being said, the summertime is always kicks it up to another notch. So it's going to be insane. So if you haven't planned like yesterday. So that's the first thing. You got to start planning it because it is really starting to get booked up. And one of the places that people are going is, like national parks and even parks locally. So if you don't book that stuff, it's going to be hard to get in. So that's the first thing. Got to get started. Got to go. So the biggest tip that you need to remember, though, is a couple things. You need to be flexible. That's the most important thing. Be flexible.
Not always easy for people to do, but it's a good thing if you can be.
Yeah. I mean, even within the dates, let's say you have a date range, be flexible where you're going. Try and go to places that aren't as popular in this time of year. So, like, for example, I know it's a long way, but Australia it's their winter time now. Most people go to Australia in their summertime. Like you go to the Australian Open is in January, it's 100 degrees, but now it's their winter time. But it's not cold and it's great for touring. So
what is it, 80 in Australia in their winter?
So it's not bad, but so find those locations like the ski resorts used to be the big thing to go to in the summertime, or was not as busy because there were ski resorts, even become now with mountain biking and other activities, they become pretty busy. But look for those destinations that are not as popular. But also, what you want to do, another tip is that when you are going places, be prepared. Because there's a lot of changes and rules and like visas or documentation. And I always say, people have a lot of stuff on their phone nowadays. So make sure that you print your documents on top of it. Because phones crash. You know, you don't get your...
Have a paper copy.
Yeah,
Always
you have
wise.
a paper copy. So that's another tip when you're doing it. The other thing is to have fun with your road trips. So create a theme. It's great with the families too. Create a theme, make it fun. Activities around the theme can be, make it a fun trip because other kids, if you're in the car, you can get bored.
That's right.
So
gas station chicken. That's what I always try to review. Yeah, I always have gas station chicken and review which one's the best.
There you go. So you come with your culinary adventure on the road.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you come with the games that you play with, looking at the signs or doing different things. So that's another thing with those road trips, to create some fun when you're doing that type of thing.
Now, you mentioned go to places people don't think of in the summer, so like a ski resort. You get your mountain biking, your hiking, maybe some paddleboarding if there's a lake around there. Are there deals to be had at ski resorts in the summer, or are now you paying full fare because they're so popular?
Well, there are probably still some deals, and once again, farther ahead you book, the flexibility on the dates, you'll still find the deals. But all deals right now, like I said, because of the increase in travel has gone up, they expect like 35% increase over last summer. And last year, for example, to Europe and Italy, it was up 300%.
Oh, that's a big increase.
That's a big increase. So once again, if you are going over the pond, look for those places that people don't go to normally. Don't go to the same Rome, Paris, London. Look for those smaller towns, more interesting places, and then really ask the locals for advice a lot of times, the places to eat and things. I just had a situation with one of the people that she came back. They were tired. They came back early to their hotel, and they said, where should we eat? And they sent to a little local place. They said, oh, God, this is not going to be great. When it was the best meal they had.
Fantastic. Listen to the locals.
Yeah, listen to the locals. They'll give you the best tips. They live there.
That's right. Talk about the top travel destinations quickly. Is it still overseas, like you mentioned, the busy ones, Italy, France, whatnot?
Well, once again, the national parks, okay? Glacier National Park, Yellowstone, Grand Canyon, those are going to be... Squamish Falls, go up north, UP.
Support Michigan.
Support Michigan, and it's great. They have the lower falls, upper falls, it's very cool. Then the other places, like the Amalfi Coast is still going to be crazy busy. Tokyo and Japan has become crazy this year. Santorini, Greece. You go to those basic places, but step outside the box. Again, Cyprus has some great ruins, is really cool. Some of the smaller Greek islands, okay, are just as cool, if not prettier. So once again, but very popular, but get outside. Dubai and Cape Town if you really want to go
some distance. If you really want to go somewhere. So think outside the box, that's what you're saying, and have a good time this summer. Hey, David, thanks a lot for dropping by.
My pleasure.
Really appreciate that. Hey, time for a quick break here on CBS News at 7. Back in a couple.